Here's a line drive out to center field. It's a grand slam! Going back is Shaw. He is going to get there. What a catch. And he's going to hop over the fence while doing it. What a... Coming home is Morales to throw. On a double hop. It is in time. It is in time. Here's a rocket. Deep left field. Does this have a chance to go? It is gone. Go ahead, homer. Tyler Wilkins on the first pitch. Play Paulsboro back on the 14th, and there's number 100. Stephen Devaney with a line drive to left. He's 2 for 2. And with triple digits for number 1 as difference. And here's a ground ball shooting through the left side. And Kingsway has won the Ralph Shaw opener. Here we go. Fly ball deep left center field. And it is gone. Grand slam. Scott Lynch, grand slam. Is the man of the hour. There's a ground ball that's going to go into center field. It's going to be picked up, and it's going to be booted. Here comes the runner to the plate, and Pittman has won it in extras. Walk-off single, Jude Engstrom. Bases loaded. 2 outs. Just like they drew it up in Hollywood. Caladros, the 3-2. Swing and a miss! And the Audubon Green Wave have upset the Kingsway Dragons in the Ralph Shaw Classic.
Well, the regular season is just about ready to come to a close, and we've got our penultimate broadcast of the year. It's the Audubon Green Wave, my hometown club, versus the Paulsboro Red Raiders, right here from the Pete Lemani Sports Complex. I'm Dan Wilkins here with my partner in crime, Vincent Vogt. It's been a weird season for Paulsboro. 0-7 this year. If they do not win today, it will be their first winless season since 1922, back during the Warren Harding administration. Or I think even Woodrow Wilson was president during that time. 101 years ago, when JFK was entering first grade, was the last time that Paulsboro did not have a win in a season. But this is the second year with Kevin Harvey as the head coach after over 25 years of Glenn Howard leading them to multiple, and I mean multiple state titles with the Red Raiders. But now that Glenn Howard's out of the picture, Kevin Harvey's here. But the question is, after this second season, remember, this is the last game of the regular season for Paulsboro. Audubon's trying to get a leg up going into the playoffs next week. What is the big driving force of this game, in your opinion?
Well, right now, the driving force for Paulsboro would probably be, I would say, to get the win. You don't want to have it being your first winless.
At any cost.
Exactly. So you want to try to push a good punch here. But again, Audubon is not going to make it easy at all. They are trying to get another win. Now, they didn't have quite a good game last week against Haddon Heights.
Hometown school.
Yes, my hometown school. Yeah, they didn't have a good game. They got blew out pretty bad last week. But for this game right here against the team that's been struggling all season, this would be a perfect time for Audubon really to come and show up, especially since they're going into the playoffs to have a good momentum going in. This is a very important game for Audubon. And for Paulsboro, this is an important game just to get your first win of the season, to really, not go undefeated, is to push that mark into the books.
Well, the opposite of an undefeated season, we'll say. But, what's important here for Audubon is that this is a younger team. A lot of these guys, especially in the offensive side of the ball, you've got Brayson McCracken, the junior, as the quarterback, taking over after Scott Lynch graduated. It's going to be an important game for Audubon, especially considering that they're pretty much locked into the playoffs. And what is the main difference, we've got a good game going on between two teams that are in wildly different positions. And I don't want Audubon to let off the gas. Just because if you're going to tune up before the playoffs, you need to get that drive in, and you need to stay focused on the main task as we close out the regular season. A lot of people see the last week of the regular season as a tune-up game, but you gotta remember, seeding matters. The playoff bracket's going to be released early next week. So when these guys are talking about who they're going to play next week, it's going to be important for Audubon to kind of drive through. And we'll talk about that in a second, but let's talk about what's ahead. Game picks for tonight.
Well, right now I see with Audubon they really want to get good momentum going in, and with the way Paulsboro's been playing recently, I have to give this game to the Green Wave. I think they will come up big here and get a good push going into the playoffs.
I agree, and I think Audubon is going to take this one as well, but we are going to divert our attention to the field for the playing of our national anthem. We'll stay on the air.
our national anthem by our Paulsboro High School Marching Red Raiders and Band Director, Jenna Willett.
All right, let's play some football here in Paulsboro on North Delaware Street. You're right down 295, exit 18. It is a windy Saturday. It's going to get worse as the day goes on. I mean, I left the house at 10:45 this morning, and it wasn't that bad, but as I'm driving down 295, it was pretty bad in terms of how the wind was. So that's going to be interesting to see how everything, kind of plays out in terms of the wind, because when you think about weather, it's a beautiful day outside. You take a look at the sky above you. It's a nice blue sky with a little bit of clouds. It's about 60 degrees here in Paulsboro, but the real feel is about 50 just because of how intense the wind is. But you have to remember that this is probably going to take a big shot at the passing game for both sides because, Paulsboro is a decently lenient running game. They do that maybe 60-40 compared to what Audubon does, where they do like to sling the ball around a lot, where Audubon might have to resort to Luke Hoke in the running game a lot more. They might have to resort to running a lot more than they used to just because of how intense the wind is going to be. Paulsboro is going to send this one away to start the ball game.
Audubon will take the kick.
Take it in.
13-yard line.
And he's going to get taken down. Luke Hoke on the return. And he'll take this one in at the 25 as we get this one underway.
Number 24, Weber on the tackle.
Weber on the tackle for the Red Raiders as we're going to get started here.
26-yard line.
No, you don't stop the clock. You stop the clock.
For the Green Wave, Grayson McCracken.
McCracken, quarterback for Audubon in his first year as the starter. He's going to hand this one off to Hoke to the left side, and they get a couple of yards.
On the tackle.
Yeah, you do. Yes. Yes, you do.
2nd and 4. Again, we apologize for the clock malfunction.
I was going to say a big storyline of this game is going to be on the technical side of it because Paulsboro does not have a working clock this afternoon, so we are going to be second-guessing ourselves a lot in terms of where the time is. Kind of reminds me, I think there was a Bills-Chargers game up in snowy Buffalo maybe 15 years ago where the power went out during the game. So not only was there no scoreboard, but there was also no TV feed. There was no jumbotron. It was a relatively quiet and subdued game, and they got it back in like the fourth quarter. But that was, I think, back in like 07 or 08. That rush to the right is going to be enough for an Audubon first down.
Just a reminder to please stick around at halftime. We will have our homecoming festivities at halftime.
So yeah, just getting started here. 1st and 10 from the Audubon 36. He's going to hand this off, and Hoke's going to get nowhere. He's taken down by Paulsboro's number 10, Javion Payne. That'll be 2nd down.
Javion Payne, loss of 2, 2nd and 12.
It's going to be 2nd and 12 for the Green Wave here.
Once the homecoming festivities are completed, we will have a short field show presented by our Paulsboro High School Marching Red Raiders. Again, please make sure you stick around at halftime.
Handoff up the middle by Hoke from McCracken to Hoke, and he's not going to get too far on that one, but it'll be enough after that first down loss, and it'll be 3rd down and about 7. McCracken on 3rd down, going to keep it on the ground. Hoke's not going to get anywhere with that one, though, and Paulsboro's going to get a 4th down here. Taken down by a slew of red and white, and after 1 first down on the ground, Audubon's going to have to give this one up. Looks like they're going to bring out the special teams unit, and indeed they will.
No gain, 4th and 7.
Here in the last day of the regular season, I mean, it feels a little surreal that we just got this DWB football program started in the last week of August, on August 25th with Cherry Hill East and Triton. It's hard to believe that the football season's about to end, as here's a pop-up from Ryan Zimmer, the punter for the Green Wave. That's going to bounce, and at the 25, it gets taken out of bounds, where Paulsboro will set up for their first drive of the day. As we were talking about in the pregame show presented by Garden State Pet Center, Paulsboro is 0-7 this year, looking for their first win and looking to avoid their first winless season since 1922 when JFK was 6 years old. I mean, that's unbelievable. You know, you think of Tom Brown, Glenn Howard, everybody that made this Paulsboro crew so good for all of the 90s, all of the 2000s, and all of the 2010s as well. Even a championship in 2020 as well. Here comes a breakaway down the far sideline by Karis Cooper, the Pittman transfer in his senior year for the Red Raiders. That's going to be a first play, first down for Paulsboro.
Also, for your friends that are not in attendance, if they want to follow live updates on Tort Reports on Twitter and Instagram, that's Tort Reports on Twitter and Instagram, and our own Brian Tortello.
Roman Honorado with a handoff to the right side with Sarif Green. That time he's going to get stopped short of the goal. And from their own 39, it's going to be 2nd down and 11.
2nd and 11.
So again, the scoreboard, for the first time this year, the score on the bottom right corner of your screen is not official because we do have scoreboard malfunctions here in Paulsboro. It's actually completely shut off. As, wow, going backwards by about 5 yards is Karis Cooper. He got tugged from the bottom and then just started flailing backwards. That's going to make it 3rd and long. Not even forward progress could save that one. And from their own 31, it's going to be, oh my gosh. Yeah, loss of 9, going to set up for 3rd and 20 for the Red Raiders. And after getting that first down on the first play of the first offensive drive, now Paulsboro is getting stuck in the mud a little bit. Honorado in desperation, going to dump off a pass to Cooper. Goes down the short sideline. He's still on his feet. No way. Is that going to be enough for a 3rd and 20 conversion?
Gain of 19.
Paulsboro wants a first down. I don't know. I mean, I couldn't tell from the slew of Paulsboro players on the near sideline. It is going to be short by a yard. But with how good that Paulsboro offensive line is, I think they're going to be able to drive it across here on 4th and inches. Oh, ball is loose. Might not be enough. It's not going to be enough. Oh, my goodness. The ball was muffed from the point of the snap, and after a 3rd and 20 was a couple of feet away from being converted. It turns into a turnover on downs. Oh, my.
At the Paulsboro 49-yard line.
So Audubon's going to take over for their second drive. They got shut down pretty quickly in their first series. But Audubon 3-3 this year. Last week had a 41-3 loss in their annual night game versus Haddon Heights at home, as Hoke's going to get this one up the middle for about 5 yards. Ball was spotted at the 50. Now it'll be up at the opposing 45.
And others are there on the side. Need a 4, 2nd and 6.
Don't forget, folks, later on today, we'll be making the trip down 295 towards Woolwich for the Mid-Atlantic Fright Fight Tournament. 13U baseball starting off at 3:30 with games at 3:30, 6 p.m., and 8:15. 3 games on the schedule for today, and then we'll be there all day tomorrow down in Woolwich, the Lock Ave Little League Complex. Luke Hoke again up the middle. That's going to be neutral gain, and it will be 3rd down and about 6.
On the stop. 3rd and about 6. Refreshments are available. Please
John Walsh down the near sideline.
Is open underneath the home stage.
Down the far sideline, excuse me. Along with assistant coaches Dan Reed and Dan Casenza up top. Reed being the head coach, Dan Casenza along up there as well. My 8th grade history teacher, Andrew Hobboy, Keith Allen, Rob Cannaday, and Sam Santor, assistant coaches for the Green Wave as well. They dumped a pass off to Hoke, and that'll be enough for a Green Wave first down. No, hold on. Yeah, it is a first down. They're going to move that one across. They weren't sure at first, but they got it. Audubon driving slowly but surely. They've mostly kept it on the ground. And, you know, last night with Pennsville and Pittman, we saw a lot of deep balls down the field. You're not going to see that today with how heavy the wind is. You're just not really going to see that around here at all. Here comes a handoff to number 1, Jorge Ortiz. And he's going to be stopped short for 2nd down, a loss of about 1. Here comes the handoff to Ortiz. He gets this one up the middle. Luke Hoke's been setting up in a receiver position while Ortiz is mostly taking the ball handling duties. Going to be 3rd down after the gain of about 5 for the Green Wave. They're going to line this one up from the opposing 35. McCracken in the shotgun. 2 to his left. Handoff to the right side. And that's going to be, should be enough at least for another Audubon first down. Hoke with another carry, and he gets that one across for a Green Wave first down. They're driving slowly but surely, I'll tell you that much, but they're using up a lot of time on this first quarter. So we'll put 4 minutes on the clock, as that's approximately what we have. Officials are keeping time down on the field, but no scoreboard to keep track of official time here at the Pete Lamani Complex, as Luke Hoke crosses it up to the right, keeping it down that far sideline, and it's going to be 2nd and about 6.
You have lost a cell phone that has been timed in to the press box.
Another handoff. And Hoke again.
Game 4, 3rd and 2.
Yeah, this is going to make it pretty interesting for Audubon because they're known for being a good team on the ground, especially with Luke Hoke being there. He has just developed so much from his junior year to his senior year. You know, he's a very humble guy. He's a very humble and nice person. And he just does his job, he does his work, and he gets it done. That's exactly what he's going to do. I mean, he had a handful of touchdowns in the 31-0 win over Maple Shade to open up the season. And now as we close out the season, he has no signs of stopping anytime soon. It's going to be 4th and short. Same situation Paulsboro was in the last drive. We'll see if Audubon can convert. They're going to try to push it across. And it looks like they will. McCracken on the keeper. I had a feeling that was going to happen. It's going to be enough for a Green Wave first down. From the 15, 1st and 10 for the Green Wave in their second drive of the afternoon. Hoke again, he's not going to get anywhere with that one. Number 52, Austin Willits on the tackle. Yeah, it's going to be 2nd and about 12 for the Green Wave. Still scoreless here at the Pete Lemani Complex. Green Wave and Paulsboro, both of them still looking for their first score of the afternoon. Hoke again tries to spin around, and Paulsboro's all over him again. But after the second 12, I think he'll maybe get about 4 yards for 3rd and 7 or 8. If our clock is right, about a minute left in the quarter.
3rd and 8.
It's been a slow-moving game so far. And we're going to have our first timeout of the game called by the Green Wave, and we'll take our first break of the game. No score late in the first quarter between the Green Wave and the Paulsboro Red Raiders here on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. We'll be right back. So we just got the update. 35 seconds remain here in the first quarter. As McCracken's going to go from the shotgun on 3rd and 8. They're going to keep it on the ground. Hoke again, not going to get anywhere with that, and that's going to set up 4th down. Now you've probably got an opportunity for 1 or 2 plays before the end of the before the end of the first quarter, with Logan Gilbert, Audubon's kicker, hurt for the rest of the season. I think they're going to let it run, but now that you're going to be on 4th down, I don't know. Seems like a little bit of miscommunication.
That's
going to be the end of the first quarter. No score between Audubon and Paulsboro.
0, Paulsboro 0.
If my counting is right, Audubon had 10 men on the field. Yeah, for that last play, they had 10 guys on the field. I don't think that they had thought that one through, but after 12 minutes of play, we've got 36 more to play. It's going to be 0-0 between Audubon and Paulsboro. We'll take a brief break. We'll be right back.
DJK Roofing is an American-known company that cares about our customers. We answer the phone 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and offer financing options to keep cash in your pocket. Even in our busiest times, estimates happen within 24 hours if needed. Most jobs can be completed in one day. Our measurement techniques ensure accuracy, so there are no extra waste materials when we replace your roof. We treat our home like it's yours. From the biggest to the smallest jobs, the owner will be on site to oversee the operation. Our employees are not permitted to smoke on jobs, and cleanup is so good that it might be cleaner than when we arrive. For all your roofing needs, call DJK Roofing now.
After one quarter, it's going to be no score between Audubon and Paulsboro. And on fourth down, we'll see what they go with here. Again, their specialist kicker is out for the rest of the season with an injury. So the question for the Green Wave will be, can they get something going, or will it be a turnover on down, setting up Paulsboro deep in their own territory? Wilkins is looking for something here. We'll see what Dan Reed calls. Fourth and 6. From the opposing 13-yard line. They're going to go for it on fourth down. McCracken goes back to pass. He's in trouble. Rolling out to the right. It is picked off. Deep in the end zone, Burton.
Intercepted.
That's going to pin Paulsboro inside their own 5. So Green on the pick for the Red Raiders. And that's going to set up an interesting situation here.
And 10 for the Red Raiders at their own 5-yard line.
Well, I remember on August 31st in our Week 1 coverage, we had Thursday Night Football, Haddon Township and Gateway, and by the end of the third quarter, it was a 5-0 game. This might be another defensive war of attrition, if you will. But they're going to be pinned at their own 5-yard line. And if Audubon's defense can get on top of Paulsboro, we could see a 2-pointer. But Paulsboro's got to get out of that danger zone. They're going to hand it off. No, it's going to be keeper by Honorado. He breaks through. That's going to get him well out of the danger zone, and in fact, it gets him all the way to the 30. He's still on his feet, and he finally steps out at the 40 for an incredible game trapped against their own end zone. They get out of it and then some for a Paulsboro first down. Unbelievable. Well, you don't get much better than that. He found a gap and just booked it down the sideline for a gain of 34. And Roman Honorado, younger brother of Dante Honorado, the Paulsboro alum, and also wrestler for the historic Paulsboro Red Raiders wrestling team. They're now going to get a first down from their own 40, as the Red Raiders just needed one play to get out of that spot and to get out of that jam. Here's a handoff to number 6, Kyer Harvey. He gets tripped up. Big hit from 27, Giovanni Patty. And that's going to be another first down on the gain of 12 from the Red Raiders. They're wasting no time, I'll tell you that right now. They are booking it here in the start of the second quarter. Wasting absolutely no time to get ahead. They're now across the 50 at the opposite 49. Man in motion, that's a low snap. Honorado takes it. Almost ran into his own man. He still gets a gain of about 3 yards. That was interesting back there with Austin Willits. Because it looked like, number 61, Eric Lopez. No, sorry. He's on the sideline. That was Willits, but it looked like that he was running into the back of the guy like a Mark Sanchez play back there. But the funniest part of that all was that they still got a gain out of it. They're going to try that same play again, this time with the keeper to Sharif Green, a direct snap. And he gets taken down, but still inbounds. And Sincere Folk on the tackle for Audubon. Folks, don't forget, even though the regular season ends today, that doesn't mean our football coverage ends by any means. We've got 2 more games, actually 3 more games before the end of the regular season. Audubon and Haddon Township JV football on November the 12th from the Ricino turf. As here's a direct snap again to Sharif Green. He gets a first down. There's a flag, and he is going to waltz into the end zone for a score for now. But there is a flag at the 25, and we'll see what they have here. It's going to be holding on the offense, so what do we say all the time? It's like Greek mythology. With great scoring comes great penalties that bring you back and bring you right down to earth. That's exactly what we have right there. That's going to bring them all the way back on what would have been a 40-plus yard run from Sharif Green. Instead, it's kind of a gut punch. So it's still a first down, but it's going to be 1st and 5. Fakes the handoff, breaking through. Karis Cooper. That's going to be enough for a Paulsboro first down, and then some. Gets him on the doorstep of the red zone at the 25. Actually, at the 24, excuse me. But as we were saying, football doesn't end when the regular season ends. We've got Audubon and Haddon Township on November the 12th. Monday night football to be followed by Gateway and Woodbury. November 22nd from Gateway. Harvey with a handoff. He gets taken out of bounds. That's going to be another first down, setting up 1st and goal from the 10 for the Red Raiders. And as we thought Audubon was on the doorstep of a touchdown, now Paulsboro is knocking on the door. Sharif Green slips a little bit, and he will get taken down for 2nd and goal. But that's what's important here, is that these guys are keeping the ball on the ground just because out of a necessity they have to keep the ball on the ground in order for them to be able to get anywhere with it, because the passes, if you throw a pass and a giant gust of wind comes down, that might have been what Sharif Green got to have the pickoff on to start the quarter. Yeah, he's going to get swallowed up in the middle there into that one. Jonah Jordan, the freshman.
3rd and goal.
It's going to set up 3rd and goal for the Red Raiders, still inching their way across to about the 5-yard line. Coming in for the Red Raiders, Zane Leiser. And getting taken out, Javion Payne. Big spot here for Paulsboro. Could be a make or break for the first score of the game in what could be a defensive gauntlet. Pitched back. Cooper's got room. Alvarado. I don't know what that was. No, hold on. That's going to be a holding. Holding on the Red Raiders. So that's the second time that they've had a touchdown called back in this drive. Honorado had free range and got it in. That was a pink flag that we saw down there. I got confused because I was like, what's that coming in from the right? Yeah. So it's going to be 3rd and goal from the 15. Not something you see every day, but timeout's going to be called.
On the field, called by Paulsboro.
So Paulsboro takes their first. Approximately maybe 7:30 left in the half. I'm not exactly sure. We'll wait on official time, but we will be right back here from a scoreless Paulsboro game versus the Green Wave.
Quarter.
7:38 left in quarter number 2 here on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. It's 3rd and goal. Big spot for the Red Raiders in a scoreless game.
At the 15.
Here comes a pass up the middle and incomplete. Passed by Honorado.
4th and goal.
It's going to set up 4th and goal. Sorry, the last run was by Karis Cooper, not by Roman Honorado in that play that was brought back by a holding call. So after the pass attempt by Honorado is incomplete, that will set up 4th and goal. I was going to say, they're going to go for it because no field goal is safe in this weather. Dropping back, Honorado. He's going to scramble to his left. Jordan chasing. And it's going to be short. He did a somersault right over Diggy Hoff.
Now they're backed up to their own end.
So, now Audubon's going to take over, and now they're going to be backed up to their own end zone. Oh, my gosh. Unbelievable.
Foster will turn it over on downs. Audubon Green Wave, 1st and 10 from their own 5.
If you're just tuning in, it's been a war of attrition so far midway through the second quarter, and there's no score between the Audubon Green Wave and the Paulsboro Red Raiders. But that's how Audubon plays. They've had a lot of low-scoring games this year. Their homecoming game with 14-13 over Overbrook. They've won a couple of games in the teens in terms of how they've scored this year, with the exception of the 31-0 win over Maple Shade to start the regular season. Here's a handoff to Hoke. He's going to try to drive through to the left side, inside their own 5, and he's going to get taken down for a gain of about 5. Yeah, it's going to be a sideline warning for Paulsboro, I think. Yeah, so sometimes you just stand a little too close and it's right on cue, if you will. So 2nd and 5 from Audubon's own 10. Remember, Sheriff Green was able to get a 40-yard run out of the 5-yard line and got them in a great spot. Maybe they need to take a play out of their book, but that's going to be another drive. And it's going to be 3rd and short. Again, the time on the bottom of your screen is approximate, with the scoreboard not working today. Some technical malfunctions for Paulsboro. Handoff up the middle. That might be enough with Hoke on the carry. And that will be enough for an Audubon 1st down. See, everybody's been driving really well. The offenses have been really good, but when it matters the most, until you get close to the end zone, it's like you just start to tense up and you start to shake. You don't know what you're going to do, and then you just lose it.
5 minutes or so left in the second quarter.
See, about 5 minutes left in the half.
Halftime festivities are coming up. Please make sure you stick around for our halftime.
Paulsboro got a good jump on the D. Running out to the left side.
Taking part in our halftime activities, please find Mrs. Garner to get everything straight.
They're going to play up-tempo here. McCracken delivering orders to Christian Burton, the tight end on the left side. Run to Jorge Ortiz. And on 2nd and short, are they going to drive across for another? They do. It'll be an Audubon 1st down. Clock will run again.
Audubon at 28 yard line. Again, our score right now here at the Peter County Sports Complex, Benfield. Audubon 0, Paulsboro 0.
First down, McCracken has the ball. He's going to go back. He passes, and it's incomplete, intended for Hoke on the short sideline, and that's going to be second down after the incompletion.
2nd and 10.
I guess it's worth it for you to have that kind of ability to pass the ball on a first down when you really need to start making up yardage, because it's not like the first quarter where you take a break and then you pick up where you left off. At the end of the half, yes, you're going to get the kick to start the second half, but yeah, you got to, there's no momentum building. You're going to have to start all over again. But Vince, with this being a scoreless game so far, what's your analysis?
My analysis right now had been the defense had been the juggernauts. I mean, yes, I agree. The offense, they have been pushing both sides, but it gets to the point where when they both get into the red zone, they kind of fade away. And unfortunately with Paulsboro, they've been getting killed, absolutely killed by the penalties. They've had 2 touchdowns called back by penalties. So right now, Paulsboro's main job is to try minimizing those penalties right there. I mean, you get 2 called back scores, that's a little bit of an issue. But right now, both offenses are both having some struggles right now, and I mean, both defenses have been coming up with the answers so far. Keep this a 0-0 game.
All homecoming Eagles.
Oh, hold on.
All homecoming Eagle participants in our halftime festival.
4 minutes left in the half. See, that's something that I've only ever seen in youth football. That's something that I've only ever seen in youth football, where they actually stop the game to announce the time because of the scoreboard malfunctioning. Here's a handoff to Hoke on 3rd and long, and he's not going to get anywhere with that one. Yeah, he was still in. Wouldn't have mattered anyway because it's going to be 4th and 10 or 11. So Ryan Zimmer, the senior punter for the Green Wave, he is going to send this one away. On 4th and 10, Zimmer gets a low-hanging punt. That's not going to go anywhere. It just stopped right there. It'll land at the 48, and Paulsboro will take over in a darn good position to have what possibly could be their last drive of the half.
I mean, right there with that punt, ladies and gentlemen, you could see how the wind was. The wind is clearly going the other direction. Yeah, you saw the ball went right up, and it just slowed down midair. So, I mean, unfortunately with Audubon, they're going in the direction of the wind. But right now at Paulsboro, as good they've been playing, offensive-wise, they need to try to really punch in a score here. I mean, you have about 3 minutes left, so you have time to do something. Just, be considerate, try to stay away from getting penalties and just see what they can do.
Well, penalties have hurt Paulsboro more than once, and they're not going to get anywhere on that one for a loss of 3 on that play. As Paulsboro's first play of the drive falls short, falls quite flat. It's going to be 2nd and 13 for the Red Raiders from across the 50 at their own 48. Dropping back on Arado, lines a pass, it's caught by Kyer Harvey, and that's exactly the break that Paulsboro needed after that gut punch. It's going to be first down for the Red Raiders. I mean, if we do not see a score before the halftime break, what do you think is going to be the main talking point in the clubhouse?
Main talking point probably in the clubhouse right now. I mean, you really need to get some type of rhythm going, and I think right now, unfortunately with the offenses, both of them
are stolen out.
They've had rhythm, but then they kind of lose it as they go through. So I think the talking point right now is to really find some type of rhythm, find plays where you can get a good, get good rhythm. Sometimes that includes being aggressive. And, I mean, we've seen a lot of games that we've covered this year where coaches have been aggressive with some certain decisions. But if you get any good play to get your momentum in your favor, like what's happening right now.
I think they found the momentum. I think they found where their guy is going to go. Pass completed to Sharif Green.
All the way down to the Audubon.
That's the third pass in a row that they've completed to Sharif Green. It's exactly what they're going to need right here to get across. About 2 minutes or less left in the half. Yeah, they're in the red zone again. They've gotten stopped there before, but it's going to be 1st and goal from the 5. Direct snap to Green. He's going to drive through. He spins around. I don't think he can. Yeah, it's going to be 2nd down. Yeah. If you don't get it, there's a problem.
You got to fall forward.
Yeah. All you got to do is fall forward. Take a page from the Eagles. Do a tush push. And yeah, 1 minute left in the first half. No score here between Audubon and Paulsboro. You're watching coverage of Dan Wilkins Broadcasting in the West Jersey Football League. Right here, right down 295, and wow, they're going to get stopped right next to their own goal line. It's going to be, oh my gosh, it's going to be 3rd and goal from the 4. I thought they were going to get through easy. And now time's going to be called for the Red Raiders. 35 seconds left in the 2nd quarter. No score between Audubon and Paulsboro.
3rd and goal.
.30 seconds left in the first half. It's no score between Audubon and Paulsboro, but once again, Red Raiders on the doorstep of a score. They've been stopped before. We'll see if they can get stopped again. Honorado, hands off. They're going to go for the Philly special, and this time they keep it on the ground for a score. Touchdown, Sharif Green. And in the waning moments of the first half, it's 6-0.
Colorado, Sierra Cooper, Sharif Green on the end around. Touchdown, Red Raiders.
I thought they were going to do what Cherry Hill West did back in September and had that Philly special, but instead of the pass, they kept it on the ground. And now Paulsboro will look for the PAT before the break. Number 25, Mario Lopez, the senior, ready to send this one away. It's up, away, and it's tipped, but it's going to go through anyway. He just tipped the ball into the uprights. It's 7-0. They just tipped the ball into the. Well, hold on now. The refs are talking this over. They're talking it over right now. They don't know. You can't call that back. That's. That counts, yeah. Refs are still talking this one over, though. I don't. Yeah, it's like a double doink. Yeah, that should be good. Yeah, it hit off of a player. I think it hit off of an Audubon lineman, and it went in. Yeah. Just confirming that did count, right? That counted? Okay. 7-0 on the tipped field goal, on the tipped PAT. You do not see that every day, maybe not even every year. And a chaotic play gives Paulsboro the first score of the game. That one's going to be sent away. Goes back to Gio Patty. He boots it. Hold on now. That's going to be waved back for a touchback. Although they called it a touchback before he even picked up the ball, so I don't know there. They're going to have 22 seconds on the clock as we get ready to go into the halftime break. 7-0 in favor of the Paulsboro Red Raiders. This broadcast is brought to you by Tommy D's Home Improvement Center, the place to be for all things wholesale kitchen cabinets and countertops at heavily discounted rates compared to big box retailers. Visit their second in-person location today on the corner of Creek Road and Harding Avenue next to the 42 on-ramp in Belmar. 612 Creek Road is the address. Make sure to visit them today, Monday through Friday. As we get ready for... Yeah, they are going to take the knee, and that is going to bring us into the halftime break with the Audubon Green Wave trailing the Paulsboro Red Raiders 7-0 in what was truly a magical play. They had the end around, they got the handoff off to Sarif Green, and that's going to be the end of the first half. After 2 quarters, it's going to be 7-0, Paulsboro on top. We'll take a break. We'll be back in a little bit with our sideline report, our halftime show, and 24 more minutes of Paulsboro and Audubon football.
DJK Roofing is an American-known company that cares about our customers. We answer the phone 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and offer financing options to keep cash in your pocket. Even in our busiest times, estimates happen within 24 hours if needed. Most jobs can be completed in 1 day. Our measurement techniques ensure accuracy, so there are no extra waste materials when we replace your roof. We treat our home like it's yours. From the biggest to the smallest jobs, the owner will be on site to oversee the operation. Our employees are not permitted to smoke on jobs, and cleanup is so good that it might be cleaner than when we arrive. For all your roofing needs, call DJK Roofing now.
Garden State Pet Center is an independently owned full-service pet store. Our specialty is promoting companionship between people and animals by providing the healthiest product choices available, including all-natural foods, supplements that support and relieve health issues, and innovative products for pet parents. Our goal is to provide our customers with a relaxing environment, and while we're not striving to be the biggest store on the East Coast, we're striving to be the best. No other pet store will make you feel at home like we do. At Garden State Pet Center, we view pets as members of the family. We don't believe in fast, high-pressure sales, but instead matching up the right pet with the right owners, as you are making a lifelong commitment. Together with our team members, we would like your visit to our store to be both enjoyable and educational. Simply drop in and take a look around. View the birds, reptiles, small animals, toys, food, cages, and miscellaneous items. Learn of the services we have to offer and decide for yourself if this is the store you'd like to call your home away from home.
Victor Santucci, owner of Garden State Pet Center. Visit us today at 226 South Whitehorse Pike in Audubon, New Jersey. We're open 7 days a week for all of your pets' needs.
Tommy D's Home Design Center has opened a second location on Creek Road in Belmar, operating in Philadelphia for over 25 years and now expanding into South Jersey. Tommy D's is the place to go for kitchen cabinets, countertops, and cabinet accessories, heavily discounted compared to big box retailers. Stop in, take a seat, and watch as our experienced kitchen designer makes the kitchen of your dreams right in front of you. Tommy D's is the best in the business for quality kitchen countertops and cabinets that fit all budgets. Call us today at 856-210-9504 or visit the new location in person on the corner of Creek Road and Harding Avenue in Belmar next to the 42 on-ramp. Well, the first half is down. We've still got another half to play here from the Pete Lamani Sports Complex here in Paulsboro. I'm Dan Wilkins here with Vincent Folks. Vince, it's been an interesting first half. We saw a touchdown in the last 30 seconds of the half, followed by a tipped PAT that went in. Tipped off of Jonah Jordan's helmet and went in anyway. So, your analysis of the first 24.
I mean, my analysis right now is at the beginning of the game, we saw two offenses that were, completely gunning it down the field, but got to the red zone and just couldn't really do anything about it. Except now on that final drive where, things changed. Paulsboro were able to finally get, a touchdown there, no penalties. They were finally able to push it through. When they got to that third and goal situation, I didn't know how it was going to work, but they made a good play, and they were able to run it in. So, I mean, Paulsboro, with that reaction there, they had good momentum going into halftime. And right now, I mean, Audubon really wants, in my opinion, should win this game for, playoff situations of, where they are located and how high they are ranked. But, I mean, right now, Paulsboro has momentum. They look hungrier. And, that was the first half. Now, things settle down usually when you go into halftime. Momentum, you can have it, but it can settle down a bit. We'll see how Audubon comes out here. We'll see how Paulsboro comes out right now and see if Paulsboro continues. But right now, both defenses have been playing very well. Now, will that change? We'll find out. But, I mean, as of right now, the defenses have been very strong. And, we've seen it before. First half hasn't been too much of a scoring, hasn't been too much scoring, and then second half, all of a sudden, it starts to lift.
To explode.
Yeah, will that be one of those games? We'll find out. But right now, it's been a very dominated game by the defenses, and, we'll see how it continues into these next two quarters.
Well, I mean, what I think is important here for the Green Wave is that, they didn't score in the first half, but what's important for the Green Wave is that if they can keep their momentum going, because they seem to have a really productive offense, but they need to find something more than just going straight through the middle, because they're not getting anywhere on that. I think the wind is still there, but if you try some short passes, maybe to some of your wide receivers, the Dempsey brothers or something like that, Jorge Ortiz, Luke Hoke, something to get the offense alive, because you can't just run the same play 50 times in a row and have the same result. So that's where we're going to try to get everything settled here in the second half. But with Audubon trailing by 7, gives Paulsboro a good shot at winning their first and possibly only game of the season, as they do not have a Thanksgiving game scheduled this year. But don't forget, we do have a Thanksgiving game scheduled on DWB, Pittman and Clayton, for November 23rd. They're doing a halftime show for the marching band, and with that is the DWB halftime show. We will take a quick break, and we'll be back for 24 more minutes of West Jersey Football League action here from Paulsboro.
And once again,
Well, a 25-minute halftime. Man, that was the longest halftime break I've seen in a long time. That was a good 25-minute halftime break. We're right now at 1:43. Here in Paulsboro, getting ready to start the second half. Paulsboro leads 7-0, and they will get the ball to start the second half, so that's already going to give them a good advantage here. Don't forget, we're live streaming all day. We're going to be down in Woolwich Township for coverage of the Mid-Atlantic Fright Fight Tournament with games at 3:30, 6 o'clock, and 8:15 p.m. for some 13U youth baseball. Big thanks to Damon Sirianni for having us out there. We're going to be there all day Sunday as well, so it is going to be a packed weekend with a lot of excitement, a lot of action going on, and it will be at least 5 or 6 games that we're going to be covering on Sunday, so that will be something that we will have to look forward to for the next weekend, or for this weekend. Getting ready to send this one away, number 54, or rather number 55, who is not on our roster. Oh, did that ball get loose? I think it did, and I think Audubon's going to get the ball back. Unbelievable. Wow. Number 55 on the kickoff, and they get the ball back. So I guess that really did nothing, huh?
He caught it. Yeah, I mean, you looked at there, he caught it, and then he just once he went to the ground, you could tell he didn't really have complete control, and therefore a ball coming out, Audubon's ball. See what they can do.
We'll see what they can do indeed from the opposing 45. Looking to level this game up after the first score of the game happened with less than a minute left in the first half. 1st and 10, McCracken in the shotgun, going to hand it off to Hoke. He's going to get through, but he gets stopped right away. Paulsboro player Javion Payne, he lost his helmet. That's not the first time that he's lost his helmet. I think that's at least the second or third time that Javion Payne has lost the helmet in this one. You got to imagine they're going to try to adjust that at some point. You can see he's trying to fix something on his helmet there because maybe the straps are too loose, but that's at least the second or third time that Payne's helmet has come flying off. It's going to be second down and about 7 for the Green Wave from the opposing 41. Here's a handoff to Jorge Ortiz. Yeah, maybe a yard or two.
We'll call it 136.
.7-0 in favor of Paulsboro. Third down for the Green Wave. Here's a handoff again to Ortiz. He's going to break through. This might be enough for a first down, and I think it is, and indeed it will be. First down for the Green Wave with Jorge Ortiz driving through on the third down conversion, and they're going to get this one for another set. First and 10 from the Paulsboro 34, actually closer to 33. Another handoff to Ortiz. He's going to get 3 in a row, and he's going to get taken down at around the 31. So a gain of 2 or 3, if you will. Some out-of-town scores going around. We've got Woodstown over Pennsgrove in the second quarter. There goes a handoff up the middle, and that's going to work to perfection. Jorge Ortiz still making excellent progress. By the way, the game that finished second in our fan vote poll, Woodbury and Salem, the final score from that 49-14 in favor of Woodbury. Here comes a run. Jorge Ortiz again getting inside to the 10-yard line. Jorge Ortiz has been absolutely crushing it. Excuse me, Woodstown leads Pennsgrove 21-0 in the third quarter.
Number 51, Jared Hazel with the tackle on the backfield. Loss of 3, second and goal.
So second and goal for the Green Wave here in the early stages of the third quarter. Audubon trying to drive through, and Jorge Ortiz has been the answer so far. I mean, Luke Hoke is the star running back for the Green Wave, but they say the future is what wins ball games, and that's exactly what you see right here. The junior of class of 25, Jorge Ortiz, he's been given about 5 handoffs in a row. Man in motion. Here goes a handoff to Bryce Dempsey. No, he's going to fake the handoff, and he would have been better off handing the ball off to Dempsey, because instead, that's going to be a big loss of yards. So it's going to be third and goal from the 18-yard line. Yeah, I mean, they tried to fake the handoff. You would have been better off handing the ball off to Dempsey there. Yeah. I mean, they had a great QB spy going on. They went straight for him. Yeah. Trying to do too much with it, and he bites you. Empty to the left. 2 men to McCracken's right, Aaron Pilla and Jack Dempsey. McCracken gets ready to go. He's going to hand it off to Hoke. Finally, he's going to get another carry, but it's going to be fourth and goal. Do you go for a kick here? Well, you don't really have a full-time kicker. The wind is blowing into the booth, but it's kind of swirling around in a whole bunch of different directions, west to the northwest at about 20 miles an hour, and it's going to get worse during the day. Yeah, the flag's going straight in, basically from the far sideline towards the near sideline, if that makes any sense. Here we go. Fourth and goal, big spot for the Green Wave. About halfway through the third quarter. Here comes McCracken. He's going to let it fly up the middle. It's tipped away and incomplete for a turnover on downs. He tried to fire it up the middle, intended for number 18, Christian Burton, and that's going to be a turnover on downs for the Green Wave, as now Paulsboro will take it over and look to extend the lead from anything more than a one-score game.
Somebody wasn't happy up there.
Yeah, Vince, that stomping you heard was Dan Reed. I'll tell you that much right now. It was either Reed or Cosenza. No doubt about it. I think that even got picked up on our mic, too. Oh, my gosh. Honorado, right from the snap, makes a quick pass off to the right. He's going to find some room. Number 33, Ryan Elagi. He's still on his feet. Oh, my goodness, he's still on his feet. He breaks free. You got to be kidding me. There's no flags. He's finally going to get taken down at the 30-yard line. Ryan Ijalili. Unbelievable. And no flags in sight. Unbelievable. First and 10. They've got to wait for the chain crew to catch up. Honorado with a handoff to John Jones. There's a flag in the back. Gain of about 5, but hold the horses here. I think something might be coming back. That felt like Dan Connolly play from the Patriots a couple of years ago, where he just caught the ball and he kept on running, breaking tackles left and right. Let's see what the call is here. Holding on the offense. So I guess a lot of that momentum has been stripped away.
Result of the play in penalty will bring up first and 14 at the 35.
Colorado hands off to John Jones. Jones still on his feet. Jonah Jordan on the tackle there, along with Giovanni Patti.
Excuse me, by number 54, Dylan Hoff.
Yeah, so Diggy Hoff got the tackle there.
No gain.
But after the holding call, still going to be second and 15. Second and long for the Red Raiders as they look to pounce on this one. Here comes a handoff up the middle. Karis Cooper drives it past the 30 and about the 26.
Gain of 4, third. Check that. Gain of about 8, third and 6.
Third and about 6. An elated Paulsboro crowd after a direct snap. I think it was picked off by the D-line. Have you ever seen a defensive line interception? And Jonah Jordan, the sophomore, with his trophy prize as the football, and Audubon's going to take over. Unbelievable. This has been a weird game.
3:06 left in the third quarter.
So, excuse us, 3:06 left in the third quarter. There was one time we were off by like 8 seconds. That time we were off by 3 minutes. So, again, the clock on the bottom of your screen is approximate, with the scoreboard not working this afternoon here in Paulsboro. Makes for a complicated situation. Here comes a handoff to Ortiz. And he's going to get a couple of yards out of that one. Oh, man. That's going to be third down with the wind still whipping around here. Yeah. I'm telling you, Dan Cosenza is going to break a roof one of these days. and he's going to have to foot the bill. Yeah, that roof might have some reinforcements in order in the next couple of years. It's going to be 3rd and 5 for the Green Wave. McCracken dumps a pass off to Hoke, but where's he going to go? That's going to be short. And maybe about a yard if not neutral gain. Going to be 4th down.
Again, Austin Willits on the tackle.
So Willits on the tackle for Paulsboro.
4th and 3 coming up.
Fourth and about 4. They're going to punt this one away. Ryan Zimmer back. Hold on. They're going to fake it, but it's not going to, it might not work. No, Hoax. They might have gotten it across. Hold on. They knew the fake punt was going to happen, and they converted. Unbelievable. They just got exactly enough. That's a gutsy play but if you can make it work, that was spectacular. They've done that a couple of other times this year, and Audubon did exactly what they needed to do to get it right. I mean, unbelievable.
Approximately 30 seconds left in the third quarter.
Yeah, about 30 seconds left in the third quarter. Audubon driving after the fake punt worked and was successful. They're at their own 40. Handoff to Ortiz. Keeps it on the ground. And he's going to get a couple of yards, as that's probably going to bring us to the end of the quarter.
2nd and 7 coming up. And that's the end of the...
That will be the end of the third quarter. 7-0 in favor of the Paulsboro Red Raiders. We've got 12 more to play. Paulsboro trying to hang on to this one. We'll be right back. Tommy D's Home Design Center has opened a second location on Creek Road in Belmar, operating in Philadelphia for over 25 years and now expanding into South Jersey. Tommy D's is the place to go for kitchen cabinets, countertops, and cabinet accessories, heavily discounted compared to big box retailers. Stop in, take a seat, and watch as our experienced kitchen designer makes the kitchen of your dreams right in front of you. Tommy D's is the best in the business for quality kitchen countertops and cabinets that fit. Tommy D's Home Design Center has opened a second location.
DJK Roofing is an American-known company that cares about our customers. We answer the phone 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and offer financing options to keep cash in your pocket. Even in our busiest times, estimates happen within 24 hours if needed. Most jobs can be completed in 1 day. Our measurement techniques ensure accuracy, so there are no extra waste materials when we replace your roof. We treat our home like it's yours. From the biggest to the smallest jobs, the owner will be on site to oversee the operation. Our employees are not permitted to smoke on jobs, and cleanup is so good that it might be cleaner than we realize. For all your roofing needs.
Fourth quarter about to get underway. 7-0 in favor of the Paulsboro Red Raiders, but Audubon is charging at their own 42. McCracken handoff to Luke Hoke on a chilly Saturday afternoon. I did not hear that from Dan Reed, but they wanted a holding call, didn't get it. I don't know. Did you see if that was a Paulsboro coach or if that was an Audubon coach? Because I don't know where they're set up at, but I know the stomping of the feet from an Audubon coach. I know it when I see it. Yeah, exactly. So first play of the fourth quarter doesn't go too far, and it's going to be third down. But you already fake punted once. You know, there's a drive by Hoke. And again, that's going to be short. But you know the old phrase in the book, fool me one time, shame on you. Fool me twice, can't put the blame on you. Not sure who said that at first, but you fool them once with a fake punt, and they're not gonna fool anybody this time. Fourth down, Paulsboro almost jumped. Got close there with Javion Payne, and now Audubon's going to try to drive that ball across. McCracken handoff. Hoke's not going to get anywhere, and they're going to get muffed. First down, Red Raiders. Oh, man.
Tackled in the backfield again, number 52, Austin
Willits has been on almost every tackle for the Red Raiders this afternoon as the sun's poking out here on this windy Saturday afternoon here from the Pete Lamani Sports Complex. Man.
Number 1,
Green on the carry, not going to get anywhere with that.
Up the middle.
I feel like I'm going to have to stop at Target or something and get it like a quick windbreaker or something for like $15 before I go to Swedesboro. Because we have games for travel baseball at 3:30, 6, and 8:15. So we're not going to be home until late, and then we have the same shtick tomorrow. Oh, he ran into his own guy, but he stays up. Green knocked out of bounds.
Green around the right side.
You can see there was some
Bounced by number 9.
self-sabotage helmet collision there, but
First and 10.
that will be a first down for Paulsboro as they look to drive this one. Paulsboro, if they win today, would improve to 1-7 on the campaign, and Audubon, if they fall, would go to 3-4 with the 5th year of head coaching from Dan Reed. Handoff. Oh, ball almost went loose. Kyer Harvey slipped, and he ended up inadvertently taking a knee.
Second and 14.
Second and long after the loss by Harvey. I think he just kind of lost his footing there and got caught up. Woodstown just beat Pennsgrove 21-6. That one is caught with Green there. And that at least gets them back into the positive part of the zone, as it's going to be 3rd down and about 4. They're going to play up here, no huddle. Honorado looks for another short pass. This time it's deflected and incomplete. Luke Hoke almost had the pick along with number 28, Mike Aversa, in there as well, the freshman. They were looking for a play, but just didn't get it. And if that was caught, that would have been a first down, but if that was picked, man, that visiting side would have gone bonkers. Fourth and about 4. How far will this one go? He breaks through, but I don't know if he got it. It's going to be a flag on the play, so it might go back the other way anyway. Refs are going to talk this one over. It's going to be holding on the offense. Well, that gives them at least another chance. But does Paulsboro go for a punt on this one? From where you're at, with the wind where it is, I mean, first of all, high school kickers usually can't make field goals of that length anyway. But do you punt it this far up in your territory? Or do you try to put every, do you slide all your chips in and you try to go for it? Or I don't know. I don't know what the right call is there. So after the hold, yeah, they had a bit of a late decision, but it looks like now they are going to bring out the punt crew. Zane Lizer, he's going to be out to punt on 4th and 12 for the Red Raiders in a 7-0 game. Oh, man. Doesn't get much better than this from their opposing 35-yard line. Here comes the punt from Lizer. He lets it fly, and it's going to take good backspin here. It's going to go into the end zone, and it's tipped by Paulsboro, and it will go out.
Punt goes into the end zone.
That was a headbutt right there by Paulsboro's number 52, Austin Willits. I didn't know if he was playing football or soccer there, but Austin Willits lets that one roll. I'll tell you right now, with that header right there, Fogan could use him on the Red Raiders soccer team, but that's going to set him up.
8 minutes, 40 seconds.
8 minutes and 40 seconds left in regulation. 7-0 in favor of the Red Raiders, as Paulsboro is looking for their first win of the 2023 campaign. (2:07 p.m. here in Paulsboro on a brisk, windy Saturday afternoon. Pitch back to Hoke. He boots it. keeps it alive. No whistle yet. He's still on his feet, and now he gets taken down at the 18.
Loss of 2, 2nd and 12.
I thought that he would have been down when he picked up the ball, because I thought maybe I saw a knee down, but no, he was still on his feet. It was almost like he was straddling the ball at his ankles and just couldn't hang on to it. But Audubon keeps the possession alive, and it's 2nd and long, and luckily for the Green Wave, that loss is not as bad as it very well could have been. McCracken in the shotgun, man in motion. Hand off to Hoke. No, excuse me, keeper by McCracken, and he's going to get hit from all angles. That'll be 3rd down at about 7. And we've been saying this time and time again, like a broken record, it's a big spot for the Green Wave. We will see what they can do with the time that they have, if they can do anything at all. Really picking up now. 3rd and 7 from the 24. McCracken's going to drop back from the pocket, lets it fly for the first time tonight. Hoke's got it. He's got it. He's at the 25 and he gets there. 1st down, Green Wave. They had been saving that in the reserves for all 4 quarters, and they finally break through for a huge 1st down. I mean, they were in trouble. If they didn't convert there, Paulsboro had the chance to have a time-consuming drive and put the game on ice, but that will make it much, much more difficult, especially if the Green Wave can drive through. Burton getting pulled off. Aiden Dute coming in, and hold on now. We have a timeout called for the Red Raiders. I think they're going to need a minute to talk that one over after that monumental pass from Brayson McCracken from the pocket to Luke Hoke. We'll be right back. 7-0 Paulsboro, about 6:38 left in the first, left in regulation. Well, about 6.5 minutes left in the 4th quarter. And we've got a flag. It's the pink flag again. False start on the offense. Well, that doesn't help your case after that huge play, but that'll be a bit of a humbling setback there for the Green Wave as they look to rebound on 1st and 15. Man, what a game this has been. This has been an unusual game, which usually happen when DWB's here. There's always something weird that happens. There's been safeties. There's been tipped PATs off of the Audubon player's helmet. Gio Patty talking to Brayson McCracken there, looking to get on the same page. McCracken goes back to pass. He's immediately in trouble, but he gets the pass off anyway. And, it was almost caught by Luke Hoke. They had 3 men on Hoke. Yeah, I mean, the fact that McCracken got that ball off in pressure, that could be a big turning point there. It's going to be 2nd and 15 after the incompletion. But they were jumping all over McCracken right away. And I was afraid that could have been a sack right there, but no can do. Audubon faithful here in droves. Up the middle. And that will get them within 10 yards, but it'll be 3rd down.
Gain of 5, 3rd and 10.
So 3rd and 10 for the Green Wave. Ortiz out, Aaron Pilla in, along with Christian Burton. Aiden Dute coming out as well. A lot of changes for 3rd down, making sure that they have everything right. Oh, hold on now. Paulsboro got confused for a second there. Now Audubon back on the same page. Got a great QB spy running out to the right. That is headed for nobody. And now that's going to be, yeah, I think if your intended receiver was the sideline, then that's not going to help you there. Yeah, you can't throw the ball all willy-nilly. I mean, he was in trouble, but that's going to be an intentional grounding call, or at least I think it'll be.
Yeah, there was no receiver. Right?
Yeah, there was nobody in sight.
Yeah.
Oh, an illegal forward pass is what they call.
Well, yeah, that's basically.
Yeah.
That's basically.
Well, it's the same penalty. The thing is that I guess he was ahead of the line of scrimmage instead. So.
Yeah. There's a lot of things that went wrong. Audubon's just shooting.
We saw that a couple of times a couple of weeks ago with, I think it was Pittman. Or it was either Pittman or Gateway, but.
4th.
So it's going to be 4th and very long, and Audubon's going to punt. I guess they're going to give it up here. So after the illegal forward pass call, Zimmer punts it away. Way up. Oh, how about it? That's going to put him at the 8. Aaron Pilla picks it up.
It is down at the Paulsboro 8-yard line. Paulsboro takes over.
It's going to be 7-0 Paulsboro with probably about 5.5 minutes left in left in regulation.
5 minutes, 20 seconds left.
So 5:20. And Paulsboro, if they can move the chains a couple more times, they'll have a time-consuming first drive or last drive to put the game on ice. Here we go. Handoff, try to get out of the jam. Oh, a big hit, and he stays on his feet. You could hear that from all the way up here. Man. With David Booker on that one. Timeout call. Nope, official timeout, excuse me. Yeah, I think Karras Cooper there.
Cooper was on the carry, 1st down.
So Cooper was on the carry, excuse me, not Booker. But they are going to call time here as I think after that helmet-to-helmet hit.
He got up and started doing this.
Yeah, and that always makes you worry.
Injury timeout on the field.
That always makes you worry because you see something with like Tua Tagovailoa or Kelvin Johnson of the Lions. He retired after 3 concussions in his career. Basically 3 strikes and you're out. But concussions are never something that, you take lightly. And I've always said that there needs to be more rules in high school football, especially for the fact that these guys are 15, 18 years old. There needs to be better safety for the players. Hard hits like that, they can work in college football, but when you're putting that kid at dire risk, this is 2023. You can't really have a boys have at it approach to it anymore. So after that rush by Cooper, he'll get taken off, and it's going to be
5 minutes, 1 second.
5:01
4th quarter.
here in the 3rd. Honorado from the shotgun. Handoff. To John Jones, to the left. He breaks free. He's got a first down and then some. He's at the 45. He's finally down at the 50. First down, Paulsboro.
Yard line, check that. 47 yard line. First and 10 for the Red Raiders.
First and 10 from their own 47. They're going to try to push that one across the 50. Handoff doesn't get too far. Going to be second down.
Loss of 1. Second and 11. Timeout.
4 minutes.
On the field, 4-minute warning.
Yeah, that's something that we saw in like youth football, where when there wasn't a scoreboard at any of the places that we went to, they actually kept the time on the field and they had a 4-minute warning. I can't say that I've ever seen that in high school football, but again, with the technical malfunctions that they've had this afternoon, makes for a pretty interesting situation. 2:19 p.m. with again exactly 4 minutes left in regulation. Big play here, 2nd and 11. Honorado, hands off. And again, that's not going to get far. Well, now they need to get across here. No ifs, ands, or buts. You need to get across here, and we've got a timeout called by the Green Wave. Both teams now have one timeout left in the fourth. We've got 3:46 left on the clock in quarter number 4. We'll be right back. Big play here for Paulsboro. 3rd down and about 8 or 9 from the 50. And if Paulsboro can't convert here, Audubon should get at least one more chance to tie up the game. Here comes the pass. It's caught by 33. Ball is loose, and Audubon's going to stomp on top of it. Jorge Ortiz picks it up after the pass completed to Ryan Elijah Lilly. And Audubon, with 3.5 minutes left, gets one last miracle drive. I mean, I don't think he would have gotten to the first down even if not for the fumble, but maybe Paulsboro tries to go for it on 4th down. Maybe they get across. Maybe they put the game on ice. But no more ifs or whats. Right now, all we can talk about is what's going on in the present moment. This is an incredible game so far, and it's only going to get better. 7-0, Paulsboro. Rolling out to the right, Hoke. Goes up the middle, but that's still going to be for a loss. It's going to be 2nd down. Well, I got to say, Audubon's has been given almost every break in the book. And I don't know. I mean, if they don't score, there's going to be a lot of berating in the locker room. We'll say that. I mean, it's You know, Audubon's been given a lot of breaks. They've been given a lot of opportunities. Paulsboro's been given a lot of breaks. This has been a low-scoring defensive gauntlet. Aaron Pilla gets turned around. A little bit of miscommunication there. McCracken from the right hash. From his own 45, he's going to load off a pass. Pilla can't get there.
Incomplete.
With the knock away by Kyer Harvey, it's going to set up third down. Third and 13. The penultimate play of the game right here for the Green Wave. If the Red Raiders defense can stop them, they're going to get their first win of the season and avoid their only winless campaign since 1922. Here comes a pass caught by Luke Hoke. He's going to break free. He's got a first down. He's going to still keep going. He's into the end zone.
Steps out at the 4-yard line.
He stepped out at the 4. And I do not see any flags. A 65-yard, oh my gosh. No, excuse me, 55-yard play. Talk about the short pass making a big gain. Are you kidding me? I'll repeat myself. Are you kidding me? This is incredible. Audubon driving at the 5. In the last day of the regular season, McCracken hands off to Ortiz. Not going to get there. Going to be second and goal. But now they can kind of relax a little bit because, well, now timeout's going to be called on the Green Wave. They use their last 2:17 left in the fourth quarter. I'm going to catch my breath. We'll be right back. This crowd is louder than it's ever been. It's second and goal. At the 6-yard line. Man in motion. McCracken fakes the handoff. Goes to the right. Floats it. Incomplete. Intended for Luke Hoke. With great coverage from the Pittman transfer, Karis Cooper, and it's going to be third down. So Paulsboro gets another life. They went for the far corner of the end zone and so close, but they're not done yet. Christian Burton in, Bryce Dempsey out, Aaron Pilla off to the left. Doesn't get much better than this. Third and goal. From inside the 10-yard line, Green Wave on the doorstep. They've been knocking for the past hour and a half. Will they finally break the door down? Hoke in motion. McCracken rolls to the left. He's got coverage, incomplete. And it's going to be fourth and goal. This is their last chance. This is the game right here. If you don't convert, the game is over. With less than 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter, Paulsboro leads Audubon 7-0. Paulsboro got the score with less than a minute left in the second quarter. Now timeout's going to be called by Audubon. I guess that is their last timeout then. We'll take one more break. 1:51.
1 minute. 51.
Well, this is the game right here. Audubon is talking it over one more time with their crew, with their assistant coaches. It is 4th and goal. They are lined up around the 6-yard line. Less than 2 minutes left in regulation. If Audubon does not convert, the game is over. Man in motion. Hoke to the right. He's looking for a man. McCracken lets it float, and it's a touchdown, Green Wave.
Touchdown, Audubon.
Unbelievable. Pass caught by Braden Beebe. Why would you go for 2?
Unless you don't have a kicker, because I know.
I mean, Bryce Dempsey can make a PAT.
That's horrible. That's a horrible decision.
No.
That's a horrible.
If it works, that's the game. But if it doesn't work, that's the game as well.
No, they're kicking.
No. Now, okay.
I was about to say.
I was going to say, snap back to reality for a second here. Here is Bryce Dempsey to kick. His brother Jack to hold. Audubon with a late addition to the O-line. It's up, away, and it's good. Tie game. Unbelievable. With less than 2 minutes left in the half, it's 7-7. Audubon and Paulsboro tied up. And that is incredible. When Audubon in the 11th hour comes back to tie the game, this is an incredible game that we're watching right now. 1 minute and 44 seconds on the clock. I don't know if we're going to make it in time for our 3 o'clock game. We might have to stick with the 6 o'clock, but I mean, this is unbelievable. Oh. I'm Dan Wilkins here with Vincent Vogt here in the Paulsboro High School booth at the Pete Lemani Sports Complex. You are watching an incredible game right now. This broadcast is brought to you by DJK Roofing, South Jersey's #1 roofing supplier with over 200 5-star reviews on the web. Get a free quote today at 856-778-3900. And also by the Garden State Pet Center, the place to be for the healthiest product choices available for your pet, including, along with, but not limited to, toys, cages, accessories, and more. Visit in person 7 days a week at the 200 block of Whitehorse Pike in Audubon, or visit online anytime at exoticpetsnj.com. Here we go, number 55. Going to send this one away for the Green Wave. Again, number 55, not on our roster, but he gets a good boot. But Paulsboro's got room with Green. He breaks through. He's still up, and he gets taken down at the 40 with a big hit from number 55. And Paulsboro has a chance in a 7-7 game. Well, we talk about walk-off winners. We haven't had one yet this year. We had one in the preseason with Gloucester Catholic versus Gateway, in a game that ended 19-13, but I don't really count preseason stats. I don't really count that because not everybody's playing 110%. You know, everybody's just kind of getting a practice in, if you will. Honorado from the pocket. It's no, wait a second. They've got a slew of green and gold on him. The pass was completed, but he was immediately wrapped around by Al Gonzalez
Good for 6.
in the secondary. It's going to be 2nd and 5 from the 46. Honorado in the shotgun, man to his right, 2 on each side. Here comes the throw. It's caught by Elijah Lilly, and that's going to be enough for a first down as they keep driving the ball. They've got about a minute left. Hold on. Nope. Yet. There we go. They're going to go no huddle here. They are really trying to drive this home before the end of regulation. From the 45, Honorado passes it over to middle. There's nobody there, and there's a flag on Gonzalez. I think that's going to be on Audubon for pass interference, and Al's trying to argue his case. Yeah, I think that's going to be a defensive PI call. Defensive pass interference. And that's the right call right there. But that is going to give Paulsboro the biggest break of the game. When you thought that break couldn't get any bigger, it just expanded threefold. First down after the defensive pass interference call from the Audubon 30.
First and 10 at the 30.
Honorado again from the pocket. It's incomplete. Intended for number 4, Eric Scott. I don't know how many timeouts Paulsboro has left. I think they have one. I think they have one left. They're going to get it again. About 45 seconds left in the half. Remember, that clock is approximate. Here comes a throw over the middle. It's picked off Braden Beebe. Beebe picks it off. He's at the 20. He gets taken down, and the Green Wave get possession again with 37 seconds on the clock. This game is incredible. You do not get any better than this. Every single time a team seems like 34 seconds, by the way. Every single time it seems like one team's got it in the bag, there is always a caveat. This is just incredible. They're going to take the knee. And we're going to have overtime in Paulsboro as the Red Raiders fight for... Oh, no. Well, hold on. Yeah, I was going to say, there's no ties in football. At least not in high school football. In the NFL, yeah, I was going to say, I didn't know what you were talking about, Vince, but that's going to end regulation. And just as we thought we were going to get out of here on time, overtime is in order here in Paulsboro. We're going to take a break. 7-7 ball game.
Paulsboro
Well, how ironic is it that in the last game of the regular season, we have our first overtime game of the year? This is Dan Wilkins up here with Vincent Folk at Paulsboro High School. This is unbelievable. A 7-7 game. Audubon tied it up with less than 2 minutes left. And now both teams will have a chance to win the game. If I'm not mistaken, high school football rules are the same for overtime as they are for college.
Paulsboro will get the first possession.
All plays are untimed.
Your line.
So Paulsboro will get first possession.
Each team will have the opportunity.
Yeah, each team will have a guaranteed possession.
In overtime.
Paulsboro will get it first, but each team is guaranteed a possession. There is no sudden death. In motion, Green with the handoff. Ball might have been loose there,
Fumble on the play. Red Raiders do recover.
but Paulsboro will recover. It'll be second down. I keep wanting to look at the clock, but there's no clock to worry about. This is unbelievable.
Second and 11.
Honorado drops back, lines a pass. It's caught while falling by number 3, Sean Daniels.
Roman Alvarado to Sean Daniels complete. Good for 7. Third and 4.
3rd and 4 from the 20. Karis Cooper looking for Harvey's signal. Honorado again. He finds an open man. To his left, it is caught by Elijah. He's running to the right, but he's not really going to get anywhere with it. And he's down. And that's going to be enough for a Paulsboro first down.
First and goal for the Red Raiders at the 10.
So just when we thought things couldn't get any weirder, here we are.
Correction, first and 10 at the 11.
1st and 10, not 1st and goal for the Red Raiders, because they're going to line up at the 11. So depending on how far they go, they still have one more set of downs at their dispense. Here's a rush up the middle by Karis Cooper, and he's going to make up most of that yardage right there as he's going to get inside the 5, and they are going to get on the doorstep of a touchdown.
In the 8, second and 3.
Crunched up against the goal line. Honorado hands off to Cooper. He's got room. I think that's just going to be short.
In the 3.
Yeah, that will just be short. Yeah. Well, now they're going to hurry up, and they're going to try to catch these guys off guard. Cooper with another run, trying to fall forward, and he's got it. Touchdown, Paulsboro. Back on top. It's going to be 13-7. And Paulsboro gets their second touchdown of the day, and it comes in overtime. They're going to go for the extra point with number 25, Mario Lopez to kick, quarterback Honorado to hold. Remember the last time they went for a PAT, it tipped over somebody's head. It's up, it's away, and it is good. And Audubon has their backs against the wall, needing 7 points, a touchdown, and a PAT to keep this game alive. Paulsboro looking to avoid having their first winless season since the Woodrow Wilson administration in 1922. They've had 2 winless seasons in their history, 1922 and 1914. 109 years ago. Paulsboro was 0-6-1 that year. Credit to Kevin Minnick on Twitter for supplying that fact. But our DWB correspondent Brian Tortella, Chris Baker, Tom McGurk, none of them could go back that far, back to when they wore leather helmets and they wore T-shirts and jeans as their as their protection, if you will. McCracken with Hoke in motion, and we've got a flag on the play. It's going to be a false start. Well, yeah, that's going to happen. First and 15 for the Green Wave from the 30. Hoke in motion again. Handoff to Giovanni Patty. He breaks through, gets a big hit. He is met with force from the red and white defense. It's going to be second down. Oh. Second down and about 10 or 9. They got that gap back after the false start call. Keeper McCracken, and he's going to get swallowed up. And this could also be the game right here. I mean, my goodness. Third down after the gain of 2 on the rush by Patty. Third down and 8. Play of the game right here. Make or break for the Green Wave. Dempsey in motion. McCracken goes back to pass. He's in trouble. He pump fakes. He's taken down. Paulsboro gets McCracken under wraps, and it's going to be fourth down. This could be the last play of the game. Audubon would fall to 3-4 with a loss. Audubon will call their timeout, and Paulsboro would improve to 1-7. But we've got one more to play. We've got one more play to play. We'll be right back. Get your eyes glued to the TV. This is the time to be. Fourth down and about 7 for the Green Wave. Here's the play right here. McCracken dumps off a pass. It is tipped into Giovanni Patti, but that's not going to go anywhere. And the Paulsboro Red Raiders hang on in overtime. Unbelievable. Incredible finish. And the Red Raiders, in front of an incredible home crowd on homecoming day, will win it 14-7 in overtime. The last game of the regular season ends up being the only one with an overtime finish. You do not get much better than that. And the final from this one, Paulsboro 14 and Audubon 7. An incredible finish. Paulsboro improves to 1-7 on the year. Audubon falls to 3-4. They still have the playoffs, though, and they have their Thanksgiving annual matchup versus Haddon Township. But an incredible game. That might go in our DWB Classics playlist right away. But they're going to have a lot to talk about. And, Vince, while we wrap up, what a game this was.
Yeah, I mean, from start to finish, I mean, this whole game, it's been a defensive juggernaut by both teams. I mean, it was incredible by both teams. And you look at it, I mean, with the performances, I mean, Paulsboro probably one of the best games I've seen from them all year. I mean, for Audubon, with their offense, they never really had anything going. Besides that one long pass, they had some okay passes, but they just really, there was nothing there. Nothing was really in the tank. When they would get near the end zone, so nothing really quite happened except for that one final drive where they looked like they had a good amount of momentum coming into overtime, but then once again, overtime started and they kind of just lost it again. So, I mean, Audubon never, throughout this whole game, you looking back, never really found themselves. And unfortunately for that, I mean, they give Paulsboro their first win of the season.
Their only win of the season.
Yeah, and the only thing is for Audubon going into the playoffs, not a good way to go into the playoffs. You lose to one of the, unfortunately, worst teams. And I'll give it to Paulsboro. They played a great game. They looked fantastic. And for next season, the season to come, they should be very proud. But, I mean, for Audubon, going into the playoffs like this, Not a good look. Not a good look.
Well, no. What's important is that Paulsboro would not be 1-7 if it weren't for the schedule that they played. Remember, with Glenn Howard as their head coach for the past 25 years, you know, they had played some of the toughest schedules in all South Jersey. So they had to match up against that with a depleted roster. You know, you had to play Camden, to play Penns Grove, Woodstown. They were literally scheduling against the best of the best in South Jersey Group 1. This was their probably easiest game of the year that they had to play. And Paulsboro's loving it over there. You can hear it over there. I mean, they're loving it, and I'm happy for them. You know, it's incredible. Yeah. You know, and I'm happy to support those guys. But it's what we're seeing from this group is that Paulsboro would easily be a 500 team if they had half as difficult of a schedule. Yeah. You know, I don't think that a 1-7 record exactly reflects how different this Paulsboro team was. You know, this is the second year of Kevin Harvey as the head coach. They did excellent in their first year. They lost a lot of guys in year 2. And Kevin Harvey's going to be back for year number 3, stronger and better than ever with great development for the Red Raiders. And that's, I think, where they're going to stand. They're going to relook their schedule next year. And they're going to say, hey, you know, look, Camden, we can't beat Camden. You know, we're not going to beat Woodstown. We're not going to beat Woodbury every year. That's what's important about these guys is that they know how to adapt and they know how to put a good ball club on the field every single year. So that's where we're going to wrap it up for this regular season. I can't believe that August 25th has flown right into October 21st right away. I remember we were at Highland Regional for the Cherry Hill East game to start the year. That was an incredible finish. Well, we start and end the year with incredible finishes. And that'll be all for us today here at Dan Wilkins Broadcasting, at least here in Paulsboro. We're going to book it down to Swedesboro and have ourselves some travel baseball after this. But from everybody here at DWB, I'm Dan Wilkins with our graphics crew, Gavin Van Rel, Caleb Lane, and Liam Nolan, along with that, our social media coordinator, Anthony DePalma. Vincent Folk to my right. I'm Dan Wilkins. We'll see you in about an hour with youth baseball and the Mid-Atlantic Fright Fight Tournament. We'll see you, folks.